Hey vinyl community, Alex back again. Fresh cut, fresh shave, and a fresh load of vinyl to show you guys. Reasonable size stack this time around. I'm not gonna do try and do monthly updates as regularly, because after this my vinyl intake is definitely slowing down. Like, I'm going to be bringing less home, even stuff I get from the shop for free. So I don't know if there's going to be monthly finds, but I'm still going to try and do my best, but there's no guarantees. So yeah, anyway, let's get on with this video, kicking it off with some new vinyl. I'll show an album you guys have already seen because I did an unboxing of it. This is Fujiya and Miyagi. Light bulbs. like I said, I did an unboxing of this when I got this at the beginning of January. This is the 2022 reissue. This is their 2008 album on yellow vinyl. What happened here is I was wanting an original of this, but then they announced the reissue and I thought I'll just go for that because it's limited to 1,500 copies. And I'm a sucker for yellow vinyl. I don't know why I'm a sucker for yellow vinyl, I just am. And I really like this band. They're a 5-piece group from Brighton, despite the name. You might think they're like Japanese or something, but they're not. They're actually British, and there's 5 members. They're a krautrock band. And if you're going to check them out, this is definitely the album I would say to check them out on. It's their most...
You put me off.
Me?
Yes.
Sorry. It's their most krautrocky album. And the song track 2 on side 1, was actually features in the first season of the TV show Breaking Bad. For anyone who's ever seen that show. I go more into detail on this album in that video, but yeah, this is one I've wanted for a while, since I discovered them, but never bit the bullet on an original. Even though originals are still quite cheap, this reissue came out and I actually think I prefer the packaging on this, so I went for this one instead. But yeah, there's that. Like I said, I did an unboxing, so check that out. If you go back on my channel, you'll find it. This is the soundtrack to Interstellar, also a 2022 reissue of this soundtrack that came out in 2014. Christopher Nolan is my favourite film score composer, as well as, well, I guess you could class him as a classical musician, but he's definitely my favourite. I think if I go through my top 3 film scores in my head, his scores are in all 3 slots, of top 3 slots. If I went through my top 10, yeah, this is a reissue. I've been waiting for a good copy of this. It sort of got really hard to find when I started buying vinyl, so that's why I never had one. And this copy came through. It says limited to 15,000 copies. Now, to me, the 15,000 is not a limited number. But I got number 779 for anyone keeping score at home, and this says it's on 180 gram audiophile vinyl, which I might prefer to the standard black vinyl, because it doesn't come with this cover if you look at it, and there are versions of it out there with this cover, but this is an audiophile pressing. It sounds incredible. I love all the music on vinyl pressings. Out of all the ones I have, I don't have a bad one. But yeah, this is on crystal clear vinyl. Like, look how clear that is.
Of course you can do that.
Yeah, there's some splotches of like marbly kind of effect in there, which I really like, but yeah, this is just such a good pressing. One of my favourite films. Like I said, it's in my top 3 film scores. I can't do a video on my favourite film scores because I don't own them all, or my top 10 film scores because I don't own them all, but that is a goal to do at some point on the channel. It is what they call a 4-page booklet with some liner notes and stuff on, I guess, the making of the score and the movie. But yeah, definitely one of my favourite films of the 2010s. I loved this, and I'm so glad I finally owned this score on vinyl. Yeah. Nice textured sleeve and everything. Yeah, just a really quality pressing. So if you're thinking about getting this, it's definitely worth picking up, because the pressing is incredible, the packaging is great. Definitely a very worthy addition to the soundtrack collection for me. Really nice thick spine as well. I don't know if you guys, how well you guys can see that, but it's definitely a standout in the collection there. Prince, by Prince, this is his second album. This is a 2020 reissue of his album, because for some reason this, out of all of his other albums, is the one that is almost impossible to find, especially in my area. I don't know what the case is elsewhere, but where I live, this album, you just never ever see it. This has I Want to Be Your Lover on it. It has I Feel For You on it, which was famously covered by Shaka Khan. I think not even a few years later, like 5 years later or something like that. Because this came out in '79 originally. Yeah, really good reissue of this. I'm not a massive Prince fan, I'll be honest, but this is easily my second favourite Prince album. Second only to Sign of the Times. Whoops. But yeah, Prince is definitely an artist that I'm still trying to discover. I don't know too much about him, but yeah, he's one that I will pick up when I find something of his I really like. But yeah, I've wanted this album for a while, been on my wish list, and just never found an affordable copy. So yeah, there it is, Prince by Prince. Now in the collection, The Shears, country group. I showed this when this is the album Good Years from 2020. I showed this when I did the vinyl tag, the young members of the vinyl community vinyl tag video, because one of the questions was your favorite country album, and I showed this because ordinarily I don't really do country music. I have some compilations and stuff like greatest hits, but not a lot of actual albums. But the Shears are different. I don't think they have a greatest hits. I actually discovered them last year. They just had a new song out, which will lead to a new album, which they actually come into my hometown around the time of my birthday, so I'm going to get to see them for that, which I'm super excited for. Yeah, I hadn't discovered them till last year, and I'm glad I discovered them because I really have grown to love their music over the last, I'd say, last 3-4 months or so. But yeah, their first album's probably my favourite. It's the only one not on vinyl, but yeah, you've got Ben Earl there and Chrissy Rowe. Yeah, and I believe Chrissy auditioned for the UK version of X Factor, but didn't make it past the qualifying rounds. Yeah, they both are very talented musicians. So glad to have this in my collection. Nice gatefold. Comes with a poster of the album. Oh, nice big poster there. And really nice inner sleeve liner notes on this side, lyrics on this one. Really cool. I think the person I ordered it off on Discogs put it in this sleeve. I don't know if it came in this, but it's on a really nice dark red vinyl. Which is weird because this red limited edition red vinyl edition was cheaper than the standard black edition, which is why I went for that. Because ordinarily, more often than not, I've chosen black copies over coloured pressings, mainly because black vinyl pressings tend to be a bit cheaper. And I love black vinyl, but this one was cheaper, so I went for that instead. But yeah, a really nice copy of that. Love that album. Definitely give them a listen if you're trying to discover something new country-wise. They're obviously a modern country group, but I really like them. I dug them. So maybe it might lead into a new road for me into discovering more country stuff. But as of right now, they are probably my favourite country group. I can't wait to see them in a few months. Last new album, and then everything else is all old releases and stuff. This is Candice Springs, another artist I discovered in 2020. Or I should say an artist I discovered in 2020. She was one of the ones I discovered in lockdown, the first lockdown we were in here in the UK. I didn't pick this album up when it came out in 2020 though, because it was a bit expensive for a covers album. This is her tribute to some of the female artists who have inspired her over her career. You've got covers from a cover from Nina Simone, a couple of Billie Holiday covers, a Roberta Flack cover, Sade cover, a Norah Jones cover. I believe there's a Celine Dion cover and a Barbra Streisand cover on here as well. And very out of nowhere, she drops a Lauryn Hill cover, which I wasn't expecting, but I really like her cover of Lauryn Hill's X Factor song. I think that's an incredible cover, and yeah, happy to own this. And I thought I was complete on her discography, and then she puts a new album out. It's not out on vinyl yet, but hopefully it will be. But yeah, she's just a fantastic vocalist and piano player signed to Blue Note. So if you're looking for something new on Blue Note vocal wise, or just some good piano, definitely check out Candice Springs. I think she's great. Sorry, I don't normally do this, but I do need to take a sip of my drink. Okay. A few more things here. That's it for new vinyl, like I said. Now we get into the vintage vinyl. One for the Bee Gees collection. For anyone who's new to the channel, I collect Bee Gees stuff. They're one of my favourite bands. This is their album Idea from 1968. This album, weirdly, is a really common one, but one that's really hard to find in good shape. Like, you always find the cover in really nice condition, but the vinyl, that's a completely different story. Like, you'll never find it in good shape. So I'm really happy to own this first mono pressing of the Bee Gees Idea from 1968. Not my favourite Bee Gees album. It's just before their psychedelic period kicked in. So there's still a little bit more Beatles-esque in this album. But heading more towards that folky kind of sound. It's a little bit psychedelic at times, but not overly. Not on the lines of Odessa.
Oh my god, people!
The follow up to this. But yeah, fantastic album. Absolutely good album. I love the Bee Gees. And because they're not just the disco Bee Gees with falsettos that everyone associates them with. They've actually got some great albums before them, and this is one that I think is overlooked. Like I said, it isn't my favourite from them, but I do think it is vastly overlooked. James Taylor, JT, from 1977. Cover's not great on this, but vinyl is, I would say, near mint on the vinyl. Absolutely beautiful copy of this album. I've been looking for this one for a while, even though I'm not that wasn't that into folk when I started looking for this. Because it's not too folky. It does get a bit more rocky at times compared to his earlier stuff. But yeah, this is a great album. CBS, like I said, super clean. I think this is definitely my so far one of my favourite folk albums
Oh God,
that I've been looking for. But I discovered a lot of folk last year in 2021. More so some of James Taylor's earlier stuff. Didn't find any of that recently, but definitely found a nice copy of this that I've been looking for a while. So nice to tick that off the wants list. And yeah, I gave it a listen to. Really dug it. So I might check out some other stuff of his. But yeah, I loved this album just because it wasn't too folky. Yeah, absolutely incredible album from James Taylor. I have some 12-inch singles that I want to get through. I know some people maybe don't like 12-inch singles, but I'm going to show these. Because I picked these up, I'll just speed through these because some of you may not be interested in them. Foxy Brown, Get Me Home, featuring Blackstreet. This is of her debut. One of my favourite hip-hop albums from a female rapper. Maybe top 2 or something like that. But yeah, just a great song there. Stevie Wonder and Michael Jackson, Get It, the extended edition. Didn't have this one yet for the Stevie Wonder collection, so super happy to add this there to my Stevie Wonder collection. My favourite artist, so of course I'm going to pick up anything from him that I don't have yet. Mickey Blue, I Promise. This is not in great shape, but probably will need an upgrade of this. Cover's not great. Vinyl is okay, it's playable. But this was a recommendation from my boss at work, so he just said, take that, you'll like it. He was right. I did. I like this a lot. So hopefully I can upgrade this at some point, but it's not going to be a top priority for me because 12-inch singles normally aren't a top priority for me to, upgrade. Tony Braxton, You're Making Me High, the remixes, but I picked this up because it has the album version of the track on it, which has been sampled by so many people. I believe Raekwon sampled it, and I know a lot of modern house music DJs are sampling it for tracks. This is incredible. I didn't have any Tony Braxton, you just don't see her stuff around, so absolutely buzzing to pick that one up. Michael Wyckoff, one of my favourite soul tracks. This is Looking Up to You. Another one that is actually really expensive original. If you go on Discogs and look up prices of this, you would not believe it for a 12-inch single. I don't even actually for a 7-inch. Because I don't know if it came out on 12-inch originally. But this is a really nice reissue label. They do a lot of stuff like that. Really hard to get hold of. Really rare. 12-inch singles. So and I do have some other stuff on this label. Be With Records, it's called. UK based, Manchester based, I believe actually. But yeah, just really stoked to have a copy of this in the collection finally. Backed with Diamond Reel T Scott instrumental mix. But obviously I grabbed this for Looking Up to You. Tribe Called Quest, Stressed Out. Always on the lookout for Tribe Called Quest stuff, you just never see it, especially in good shape. This track features Faith Evans and Raphael Sadiq. Yeah, just absolutely incredible 12-inch in decent shape as well, which was a really good find because it's just in a random box of like Andy Williams and Johnny Mathis and stuff like that. And final 12-inch single I'm going to show is Case, Touch Me, Tease Me, featuring Foxy Brown. Obviously the song that they did for the Night Professor soundtrack. Really, really good song, so had to have that one. I do have one 7-inch single as well. Again, just going to breeze through this because some of you may not be interested in it. Elena Miles, Black Velvet. Ooh, can you see that? Yep, there you go. Pick this up because I always get asked to play this when I'm DJing, and I always want to have be prepared. So there's that. Okay. This next thing I'm going to show is actually for my daughter. She is only 10 months old at the moment, but when she starts learning nursery rhymes, because she listens to music with me a lot, once she starts learning nursery rhymes, I'll definitely be able to play this for her. 20 all-time junior hits. Great stuff on here. Teddy Bear's Picnic. How Much Is That Doggy in the Window? Old MacDonald Had a Farm. Old King Cole. Nelly the Elephant. All Things Bright and Beautiful. Path to the Magic Dragon.
Oh, my dad used to watch all of them.
Yeah, all the bangers are on this one, so I had to get that for my daughter when she gets old enough to start learning nursery rhymes. I'm prepared.
Please show them her now. She'll get used to them, won't she?
Yeah, that's what I was going to do. Right, that's enough of. Hopefully, the rest of the stuff I'm going to show you guys is a bit more your thing. Because it's 12-inch. I just show 12-inch singles and a kiddie album. So back to the stuff you guys will probably hear to see. Rat, Invasion of Your Privacy, their second album from 1985. Definitely becoming one of my favourite metal bands. I'm not going to lie, my newfound love for Rat is probably informed by the TV show Cobra Kai, because they feature a lot on that soundtrack. And they've sort of rubbed off on me a little bit, and I've been trying to grab their stuff when I can find it. This is a nice copy of their album. Yeah, absolutely, really nice stuff here. You just don't see good metal in my area anymore. Used to see stuff all the time. Used to see Kiss. Used to see, Def Leppard and Black. The best thing we find now is Black Sabbath. So, this is an online purchase, I will admit, but really, really nice album. Maybe my favourite from them, but I'm not sure. I've got to go back and forth with this and their other one. But metal is a genre that I'm still trying to get into more. I like a lot of modern metal stuff. Stuff that it would have been stuff you've seen on my channel before. Yeah, Rat's Invasion of Your Privacy. Loved this album. So hopefully I can find more Rat stuff going forward. But for now, I own their first two. I kind of wanted to go in order if I can. But yeah, there's that one. Rush Archives. This is just a compilation of their first three albums there. Rush, Fly By Night and Caress of Steel. You don't see Rush in my area anymore. They're one that you used to see everywhere, and then the drummer passed away a couple years ago, and their albums more or less disappeared from local record stores and local record dealers, and yeah, this was one I had to grab because it's actually a cheaper way to get their first three albums in my area. This compilation is not expensive at all. It's just, you don't see their albums, so those three all together. This is probably a £20 to £30 compilation.
And they all drive by. Sorry.
This is probably a £20-30 compilation. When the cover and vinyl were mint, and the three albums all together will probably cost you like double that. for like perfect copies where I am. So yeah, this is just a nice way for me to own the first 3 Rush albums. I'm kind of picking and choosing what I like of Rush so far. I still don't have 2112, the album everyone raves about with Rush, but at least I have the first 3 now. Where's Montgomery? Going out of my head. Jazz album on Verve. Seen this one floating around the vinyl community quite a bit recently. Checked it out, dug it. So obviously grabbed a copy for myself from 1966. Even though it's recorded in December of 65. But this is great guitar-based jazz. An area of jazz I don't tend to go down a lot, but like I said, I really dug this. Super clean copy on Verve. And I think even first pressings of this are not expensive at all. I don't know how well you're going to see it, but it is a super clean copy of this. It's arranged and conducted by Oliver Nelson, who has a career of his own. But yeah, just an absolutely incredible album there. One that is...
Oh, you say that a lot.
Sorry.
Incredible.
One that's a very welcome collection to the jazz addition to the jazz collection. One for the Yes collection here. This is Yes Shows. I believe their second live album. The record on the back, it says 1980, but all the other sources I've looked at say 79, so I'm not quite sure which year this album came out in. I'm going to say 1980 because that's what it says on the album jacket, but like I said, it might have been recorded in 79, so that's why sources say it came out in 79. Yeah, just an incredible double live album here from them. Covers, I believe, everything from their first album right up until what's the album called? Tomato, I believe. I'm still trying to get into Yes a bit more. There's a lot of stuff I'm missing, obviously, because they've had so many albums and so many different lineups. But this has some of my favourite Yes songs on it, so that's why I grabbed it. And yeah, they do an incredible job of making this one sound like you're actually there at the show. It's really good. Yeah, Yes Shows. Incredible album. I know I'm saying that a lot.
You always say it. Everything you show is incredible. Incredible. This is incredible. That's incredible. That's incredible. When it's not. It's incredible. It's like your tagline. What's it called?
They call me Mr. Incredible.
You are always saying it. It drives me nuts, I'm not gonna lie. Because not everything is incredible.
Oh, okay. I'll try and say it less then.
Yes, please.
Next album.
Oh, I made him drop his donut.
Oh no, what a shame.
I'll be well upset.
Next album is The Game by Queen. Obviously a Queen album I was missing. It took me a long time to find a good copy of this, because every time you find a copy of this, either the vinyl is nice condition and the cover's trashed, or the cover's nice and the vinyl's trashed. It's one of them ones. And normally I'm not too bothered about the cover, but on an album like this where it's all metallic and stuff, I did want it to look nice. And as this is the nicest copy of this album I've ever seen, I grabbed it. Obviously you've got Play the Game on here, Dragon Attack, Another One Bites the Dust, Crazy Little Thing Called Love is on this album, Save Me, yeah, 1980, again, for the Queen collection. I'm still missing some of their later stuff, but I believe, and their first 2, but I'm getting there with my Queen collection.
I just killed myself.
But it's nice to finally own a copy of the game, because as I said, you just never see clean copies of that. Alright, last thing I'm going to show you here is something I'm surprised that I enjoyed, because this is a band I've constantly tried to get into from recommendations from members of the vinyl community, and I've never got into them until, again, last year with the album that they put out at the end of the year. But this is King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard with the Mild High Club. This is Sketches of Bromwick East from 2017. The thing with King Gizzard is they have a very short career. I think they've been around, I think it'll be like 8 years at this point or something, and they have 16 studio albums. I think there was 1 year where they put out like four studio albums. I don't even know how many live albums they have, but they're one of them bands that just keeps putting out albums, and so it's really hard to keep up with their discography. I know there's people out there that try and complete their stuff, and then once you get something else, they've put out like 4 new albums or something like that. I know it's ridiculous, but they're just one of them bands, and I really dug this album. I don't know what it was. Maybe the joint effort from Mild High Club, maybe the indie feel about this album really connected with me. I just don't know what it is, but this album really did connect with me, and I'm trying to dig deeper into their discography. I love Butterfly 3000 from last year. I love the remix album that came out at the beginning of this year, Butterfly 3001. There is another album of theirs I believe I enjoyed, but I can't remember the name of it right now. But they're one of them bands that I have, like I said, I've tried to get into multiple times and have just never had any luck until now. I don't know what it is. Maybe Butterfly 3000 kind of opened my ears a bit more to King Gizzard, and I took this, spun it, loved it. So maybe, I don't know, maybe it's opened a new gateway for me into getting into King Gizzard. But for now, this is the one album I own from them. I hope to get a copy of Butterfly 3000 at some point, because I did enjoy that album. It was one of my favourites of 2021, which I still haven't done my top 10 of 2021. I don't know if I'm going to, but let me know if you do want to see that. If not, I'll leave it. But for now, that is all the stuff that I have to show. Sorry again for the long video. I try to make my videos shorter, but I never have any luck.
You talk too much.
Yeah, I do talk too much. I can't help it. I'm a rambler. I'm a rambling man. Anyway, that's it for this video, guys. Thanks so much for tuning back into the channel. Hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Subscribe if you're new here, because one of my goals for this year is to get to 400 subscribers, and we're getting there. Slowly, but we're getting there. So yeah, hopefully we can achieve that this year. And yeah, I'll see you guys all again very soon. Bye.